Okay, to my Democratic Party friends and colleagues and supporters and progressives, hey, stand your ground. And let's talk about issues that everybody will agree with instead of having to appeal on an ideological level and too abstract. Well, I'm mad as hell and I won't take it anymore. It comes from a 1976 famous film called Network. And they yelled out the windows, I'm mad as hell and I won't take it anymore. And then it becomes a whole movement. So what could we be mad as hell in our quality of life here? Quality of life. Well, how about all the obstacles, all the goddamn obstacles to get customer service, to get information, to get an explanation, to make a complaint, to get something resolved? What are the industries, what are the common, corporations and institutions that it is impossible to reach? You'll never get an answer. You'll never get somebody on a phone. You'll never get a complaint answered. They'll just ask you for more information and keep you going and going, like LinkedIn, which is doing for me right now. But let's take a look at all of the parts of the economy like that. Let's start with Silicon Valley. Let's start with them. It's every single high-tech organization, company is impossible to get any response from, direct. If you have a challenge, you have an issue, something, you can't reach anybody. How about credit card companies? Yes. Banking systems? Yes. The airlines? Yes. Healthcare systems? Yes. I'm trying to think of ones that you can get through to. Basically, we have systems that are meant to be impossible to get through to because of lack of trust. So when people say, make America great again, maybe what they should say is, make America relational again. Make America more informal again. Make America more trusting again. We had a little bit more of that, it's true, in the past. Of course, we didn't have 350 million residents. So it's become more complex out of necessity. But a lot of it is out of lack of trust, which has been caused a lot by lawyers, by plaintiffs' lawsuits about stupid things that have made insurance companies, by the way, insurance companies, another industry you can't get through to. Insurance companies then give all these instructions to companies, to organizations, to entities, to have these long waiver things that you're supposed to read and sign. Nobody reads it. And they're meant to prevent lawsuits. But when you have a system which is all about preventing lawsuits, it doesn't provide support for customers. So here's what I'm really suggesting. Here's the big picture, you guys. Take a look, take a listen, all right? Stand your ground, as we said here, okay? We need to have a proposal, a real, common sense proposal that everybody could get behind. Nobody could complain about this based on ideology or political party or anything. We need to have thousands of people trained as customer service professionals. Let me say that again, customer service professionals. And that would be people trained here in the US, and that companies would be forced to, or urged to, or advertised about if they can promise that, one, they have phone systems for customers, for people to make calls to, and that they would be able to get through, that you as a customer, as a citizen, would be able to get through within 2 minutes. Let's say a 2-minute limit on voice call waiting, okay, on voice waiting. Let's say a 2-minute limit for consumers, customers. So there used to be a big consumer protection movement, a consumer rights movement, and we need to revitalize that, but we need to talk about it not in terms of big picture regulation or restructuring legally and so forth, but really on what happens on a ground level. So Bernie Sanders is willing to work with President-elect Trump to push forward this issue about, what's the word? Rates. To push through this proposal on capping interest rates on credit cards, capping it at 10%. Nowadays, if you have poor or not so great credit, you might get interest percentage at 25, 30, 35%. This is usury. This is outrageous. And it's time that somebody did something about it. And it's those kind of little things that are daily, that affect everybody. Everybody's affected by this shit. And it ruins and hurts and interrupts everyone's quality of life. We should be talking quality of life issues over and over again, because it's not about economic statistics, it's not about abstractions, it's about what do we feel, what do we experience on a daily level. And we can appeal to the broad masses, the broad population, by talking about common sense things that actually intervene or solve problems that everyone faces. And the only people who would be against, I think, lowering interest rates, of course, would be the credit card companies. And the only people that would be against making sure that you could get through, I guess, would be these corporations that think it would be too expensive. And we need to say, look, you're making billions, you're making trillions. You know, we're citizens, we're customers, we're consumers, we have rights. You guys got to adapt to our needs. You got to make it customer friendly. Customer friendly. And Johnny says, look, stand your ground. The rest of the statement is, don't fire unless fired upon, but if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. And we could say that in a big voice today as well.